Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Inc. here. So I got Junior here, and if I'm not driving, who's driving this thing? Is it the professional truck driver? Is it the car enthusiast? No, it is the never seen, the Bigfoot, the Yeti, the Loch Ness Monster, the thing that nobody else ever sees. I get my wife on the video finally after 4 months of driving this. Now, get you, she doesn't typically like to drive. She enjoys driving, but she likes to let me do the driving. But I do try and get her in these trucks because a long time ago we had a big old V10 Dodge and she loved that truck. Matter of fact, she drove it more than I did. We called it Big Daddy. We'd name all of our trucks, and Big Daddy was basically her truck, if you will. Every time I turned around, she was gone in it. And then eventually, once we sold that and we moved on to the F-150s, I had an F-150 that was basically almost her truck. I would come home and find that truck gone. So today she is giving us her input on the 2024 Super Duty 7.3 Godzilla Tremor. So if you guys know, this is a beast of a truck. And before we get going, guys, make sure you look down there in the corner, whatever the heck side it's on, and smash the subscribe button for me at the end of the video. Hit me the like and also hit the notification bell when you know we're posting new content. Now, in addition, if you enjoy seeing the professional truck driver, the car enthusiast, my wife on the channel, make sure you comment, because they won't believe me that we need to get them back on and get their input on these vehicles. So, without further ado, here she is. All right, so we are tootling out not to do any towing or anything like that. My wife wouldn't necessarily enjoy doing that, but this is her first opportunity to drive the 24 Super Duty. And here she is, the beautiful maiden, driving the big truck. So again, we're going to talk about her thoughts, her inputs, and everything like that. So how do you feel? You've driven Big Daddy. That was a 2001 Dodge Ram V10. Now you've driven Kong, you drove the General, and now you're in Loki. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, Big Daddy I drove a lot, but that was over a decade ago. So I don't remember that very much, other than I just loved driving it. I drove it all the way to Buena Vista and everywhere. I generally like the Fords over the Chevys. Sorry, Chevy. I can't see over the hoods on the Chevys. The Fords, I can totally see over it. It drives like the F-150, other than the fact that it just rides rougher. It's a truck, so it rides like a truck. F-150 rode more like a really nice SUV, which is also probably why I like driving it.
And what are your initial thoughts of setting up the truck? So you're a little bit shorter than me. I'm 6'2". You're shorter. So how do you feel about leg room? You talked about visibility. That's good. How do you think about the mirrors? What do you think about the pedal adjustment? How's it feel?
Everything moves. So I have it on the tallest setting and as close to the steering wheel as I can, but I can adjust the steering wheel, I can adjust the pedals, I can use the lumbar support, I can see over the hood. So really everything adjusts to a person of my size, except the running boards.
Yes, which we've talked about, the Raptor running boards, which are, if you get the Lariat Ultimate Tremor, you can opt for the Tremor boards or get a discount and get a discount, get the Tremor running boards, or get the Power running boards, which would help anybody that has issues going on. And there she is. That's my princess. She's in the Godzilla and letting the Godzilla roar. So somebody cut us off, made that turn. So, yeah. So, I mean, all in all, though, the adjustability is nice. And you talked about the seat comfort over the Chevy. We know the Chevy has the most firm seats. And what do you think about these seats, riding in the passenger and now doing in the driver's seat?
They're actually so comfortable. They really are. The Chevy seats are so rock hard and they're just uncomfortable. I mean, they're a seat. Yeah, they're not meant to be a couch, but these ones, you could ride a 7-hour drive and be fine. Although I would not enjoy driving this for 7 hours, but riding the passenger seat would be just fine.
Now, over Big Daddy, why would you not enjoy driving this for hours?
Because I found out I really like riding in the passenger seat, and this is a very, very big truck. It's a lot bigger than Big Daddy was. Big Daddy did not feel this tall and meaty.
I see what you're saying. Now you've had an opportunity. So one thing, a point of contention, she has a Honda Tucson, and for whatever reason, a lot of the manufacturers are switching the RPMs and the speedo over, and that really drives her nuts. Well, Ford got this right. The speedo's on the right and the tach's on the left, so that's a good. But you had an opportunity to look at the HUD. What do you think of the heads-up display?
Actually, I normally hate things on my windshield. You know that. I always yell at you to get things off my dashboard so I don't see the reflection on my windshield. But in all reality, it has everything I absolutely want on it. It has the time, it has the speed I'm going, and it has the speed limit and degrees outside. So honestly, it's really nice. I haven't had to really look down, which is good because I'm not very familiar with this yet. It's all there, and I have a tendency to speed, so knowing that I'm not speeding is really nice.
That is a huge plus. Now, before we got in here, I also had the opportunity to have her in her Tucson. We have the Bows. We've had Bows before in the Chevys. We've had Harman Kardon in a lot of other cars. And in this one, we have the B&O Unleashed. So she had an opportunity to hear her favorite songs on here. And what do you think of the stereo?
I can't see.
So what do you think of the stereo?
The stereo is awesome. You played my absolute favorite song, which has got a really nice beat to it, and it is just a glorious, very clear stereo, not tinny, and it's not like too much bass, but it really immerses you in it. It's really a nice stereo. I'd say it definitely rivals mine. It's probably better than mine.
Now, keeping in mind, part of the stereo system is the Sync 4 system, guys. So we've had the Sync 4 with the big screen in our F-150s, and what do you think about usability of that?
Oh, it's easy. The Ford system is way easier than probably almost any system I've had, and we've tried a few. But it's easier than the Subaru. It's easier than the Hyundai. Although I still like mine, but I think it's because I've driven it for over a year, so I finally understand it. But the Ford is very easy, simple to understand, and it still has buttons and dials, which I really, really like. I wish they would stop getting rid of all of those.
Absolutely. And so, in theory, we haven't had a chance to really get on it. I hope we get a red here so she can give a little bit of juice, because she really did love our 2001 Ram with the V10. It was kind of a beast, gas guzzling beast, but it had the juice. She liked driving. She felt comfortable driving it. And really, this video is about getting other people's ideas and comparisons in here too, because it's not just us, it's our loved ones. So get on it.
Sheesh. It's got some power.
Yeah. So you can feel a little bit of juice there when you got on it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I felt, yes, a lot of juice, a lot of torque. Not as fast as your F-150 though. That one went way faster.
Which is true. So obviously different gearing, different way of power, the way it hits the road and hits the pavement. But all in all, you spend some more time in here, dear. Would you feel more comfortable driving this or Kong?
Oh, this in a heartbeat. Every Ford that we've had, I feel way more comfortable driving. Actually, even more than your Ironhide that you had, just because that was a dually and I didn't really enjoy driving that. But every Ford will always beat the Chevy. Sorry, Chevy. I just can't see.
I see what you're saying. All right. So, in theory, guys. So there's your 2 cents, guys, because at the end of the day, we have more people driving these trucks than just us, right? I mean, we have our significant others, maybe employees. We have our kids that might have to borrow the truck or whatever. And really, it comes down to what they feel is comfortable. Now, as much as she beseeches my Chevy, I love my Chevy. But at the end of the day, when you have somebody else also driving the truck, you need to take that in consideration, especially if you ever want them to, tag team drive with you. So it can be over intimidating, even though this one has all the cameras and the Chevy did not. We all know that the Chevy has a very tall hood line, and so that can impair on your vision. So at the end of the day, she gives her thumbs up to the Super Duty, and I will make sure she gets her bottom back in the driver's seat a ton in this truck before it heads out. But again, guys, if you guys like the video, make sure you give me a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, and make sure you comment below if you want to see her back in the driver's seat. Until then, guys, we'll see you on the next one.